Hello, gentle viewers. This is Indian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 22, featuring the St. Louis Cardinals. So, we made a couple of important trades last episode. We gave up Pat Malone to help us rebuild our outfield, and I think we've done quite well at that, acquiring George Selkirk. Now, this was certainly not a cheap deal by any stretch of the imagination, but it was a deal that had to be made if we were ever going to get better and more successful. We need to just break through that particular thing, as well as a trade of Waddy Clark for Mark Solters. Not Mark Solters, Mike, isn't it? Moose. I knew it began with M. I'm sorry. We still had a very successful season, and we finished nowhere near the pennant. Which is starting to get kind of an irritating old song and dance, but you know it's true. Bill Terry's bat isn't what it used to be. Again, this huge dip in power is not a great look for a player who's already 36. I don't know what we could get if we did trade him, and something tells me not very much, but whatever. The fact is that there's a lot of room for improvement from most of our players, and if this is just like a global offensive down year, you know what, we have reason to expect that we'll have a better performance next season. The pitching was ranged from pretty good to pretty terrible. I'll just leave it at that. And I really think that another starter is something we have to consider, especially because we're not going to get Bill Lee back anytime soon. And he had a fantastic season, did Mr. Lee, and might even be in the running for Cy Young. But he blew out his elbow. We're probably not going to get him back before the season starts. But we do have something that we haven't had recently. We have 2 first-round draft picks coming up, because we didn't sign our first-round pick last year. And if this is a deeper draft than last year's, and last year's draft was about the depth of a puddle, we could get 2 top-caliber players, or at least good, solid starters, that'll help us get back to the postseason. But again, let's just face it. Chuck Klein and Jimmy Fox were objectively the 2 best hitters in the major leagues. And if you go by WAR, you can just toss in Joe Cronin. The Phillies have a ridiculous amount of talent that all got really, really hot at the same time. And there's really nothing that you can do to beat that, especially in an environment where only the top team makes it. I am convinced we can probably make 80-plus wins, no problem. And with a bit of variance on our good side, we could probably win 90. But we really just need to try to find a couple of extra impact players, and I think the best place to do this is going to be through the draft. So, we are hiring a new scout. He hasn't been hired yet, but an offer is out. I feel pretty good about our chances, and let us proceed. We will go and activate both these people. No one is going to pay you more than I will, Squanto. I will give you literally unlimited funds. Excellent. Got ourselves a new scout. Now, it's going to take him some time, obviously, to get worked up and get familiar with the kinds of players that we need to look at. But we're going to make sure he's got plenty of dough. Get it? Money, I should say, in order to accomplish that. And this. can I just say I wish this was a global setting and not tied to a specific scout? Like, I almost never care about this. So that's just kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm just going to let you go ahead and scout to your heart's content. And I'm sure you'll have enough time in a month or so to give me some pretty good things here. Okay. George McBride is presently... Oh, you're a manager, and he wants to be a hitting coach. I think you want to be promoted. Which I think is fair. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Kid Carsey is kind of bleh anyway. I'm going to fire him. And then I'm going to offer you a promotion. And he still might leave, but at least I tried. And then I do need to sign a new manager for Rookie League. Again, development is key. Probably more than just about anything else. Charlie Carr, come on down. Looks like we got a gold glove or two. Oh, Selkirk and Hartnett. Nice. Really? I'm just going to give you $1,000, and if you don't take it, I'll sign someone else. I'm not that worried about finding someone. Yeah, whatever, dude. Go to hell. Selkirk got a Silver Slugger. Selkirk would, in a normal season, maybe get some MVP consideration. But not when half the freaking Phillies are on this list. So, I'm not going to hope that he even gets a first place vote. How about Red Smythe? I guess it could be Smith. I guess I'm just pronouncing it as Smythe. Really? You're my high A pitching coach. I mean, bro, if you just take an extension for now, I promise you, I will promote you. Because you're literally just waiting for the 60-year-old above you to retire, and then I'm going to turn you loose in AA. How close were we to Cy Young for Bill Lee? I suspect the answer is not very close. He was second place with a bullet. Are you freaking kidding me? That the Bloody Phillies also got a Cy Young performance out of a starting pitcher. That's ridiculous. There's no way anyone can compete with that. Oh, and look, who's also on there? Another Philly. Good Lord. Like, back the hell off. George Selkirk did finish a respectable 5th, but yeah. This is just the Phillies playing out of their damn minds, and yet it still wasn't good enough to get him a World Series title, so neener. Suck on that. Who do we have? I will go for Doc Ayers. Why not? Yeah, Dave Bancroft is in the Real Life Hall of Fame too, and he's not very good. I appreciate his defense, and he's not the worst hitter. So I guess I'll vote for him, but I don't think he'll make it. And of course, I'm just going to keep voting for Johnny Bates till I have a reason not to. No Donnie Bush. You may be wondering, why Bancroft instead of Bush? Because in Bush's case, it's very, very clear that the only reason he's getting consideration is that he's a shortstop. Whereas Bancroft at least offered something with the bat. Bush was just mediocre. Although he did walk quite a few people. He did walk quite a few times. But I'm probably just being hypocritical, and it's fine if you think I'm being a jerk. I probably am. But yeah, plus he's only ever got 11% of the vote. He's not going to make it whether I vote for him or not. Yes to Eddie Collins Sr. I don't think there's no debate, right? I would be shocked if he doesn't make it on the first ballot, but I've been surprised before. I'll vote for Crandall. Bubbles Hargrave. In terms of raw production, he's basically as good as any catcher we've ever had. I don't know if that's enough, though. So I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on that and then see if down the line, if he picks up some votes, I might vote for him next season. I will vote for Stuffy McInnis. I think he was a pretty solid player. Art Neff, meh. Fred Snodgrass, sure. What a loser. I'm not going to vote. I'm just kidding. I'll be someone to vote for Smokey Joe Wood. And I'm going to toss a vote to Cy Williams. I think his overall package is very, very promising, and I'd like to recognize him for that. And I think we're going to go ahead and submit this ballot. I hope at some point this ballot gets a lot less crowded. Because there's a ton of players that are just right on the borderline, and I can't really bring myself to vote for or against most of them. I want my decision to be a little bit easier. All things said. Good Lord, Thunder, settle down. All right, what's coming in this draft? Can I hope for a better performance this time around? What a loser, Joe DiMaggio. Who wants that guy on their team? I'm obviously joking, but even more obviously, he's not going to fall to me. It's not even up for debate. I pick at 11. There would have to be a brain aneurysm on the part of multiple players for him to fall. I'll be honest with you. Ooh, also Johnny the Cat. Very nice. Also not going to fall to me. I would be utterly stunned. Look at this top three. That's criminal. That's what that is right there. Look at that. Bob Feller, Johnny Mize, Joe DiMaggio. Man, I would do a virtual backflip, maybe even a real backflip. No, not a real backflip. But I would definitely do a virtual backflip if any of them fall to me, and I think there's an exactly 0% chance that they do. In fact, I'm going to auto-draft for the first three people. I bet all three will be gone by then. There goes DiMaggio. There goes Mize. Jeff Heath? Really? I'm not saying Jeff Heath isn't a good hitter, but are you an absolute idiot? Oh, they didn't have the money. Really? Like, I completely get it that there's definitely some flaws in his game. Damn it. I shouldn't have praised him so much. That's what convinced Chicago to draft him. Oh, that's criminal that he fell as far as he did. I'm actually kind of shocked about that. They thought Feller was going to make it past me, which is really funny. That wasn't going to happen, my dudes. If he had fallen to the Cardinals, he was getting drafted. All right. So what are we looking at here? We are looking at a number of players at a number of positions, which is obviously the least helpful thing I could possibly say. None of them appear to be significantly better than the others, so let's start thinking about what we actually need in order to succeed. What positions really need reinforcement? Where are we falling short currently? So, we don't really have greatness at any one position, but I would say we're relatively strong in the outfield right now. I don't feel any particular desire to replace any of my starting outfielders, and I think we've got some pretty solid backups too. I really think pitching needs to be a big focus for us, but that's kind of always true. And beyond pitching, I wouldn't say no to a shortstop. Because as excellent as Thievnow is defensively, he's a garbage fire as a hitter. So let's see what might be available to us. So we do have a couple of middle infielders, one of which is Eddie Miller. Miller is not a bad player. He's an interesting player for this particular era because he's not a good contact hitter. But he's a shortstop who's actually pretty capable. He's maybe not a Gold Glover, but if his bat can carry his glove, and his glove can support his bat. I don't think I want Miller badly enough to take him now, and I do have another first-round pick coming. So let's look at the pitchers. Russ Bowers is the kind of pitcher that looks excellent until you pay attention to a very important number. That's not a starter. And that's unfortunate because we do need like a starter who's good right now. He ain't it. Randy Gumpert is pretty far away from the major leagues. That doesn't mean he's the wrong choice, but it does mean he's maybe not the best choice for a team that wants to be successful right away. Nels Potter, again, and in his case it's even more inexcusable in that he's 24 and a lot of his ratings aren't major league quality. That thunder and lightning is really coming, my friends. Ken Chase is an interesting pitcher, and I'll probably consider taking him. Again, first round, probably not, but maybe I should. The problem is that there's not really an obvious first round pick here, other than positions I'm already quite strong at. Larry Rosenthal, I don't really need another center fielder. Eddie Wilson, I don't really need another right fielder. Jimmy Ripple, fantastic hitter, super bright, and I have nowhere to put him. Stu Martin, whatever. I'd rather have Miller. Yeah, I'm going to take Eddie Miller. I didn't expect I would do that 11th overall, but I just think he's such a good fit for the team that I'm going to take him happily. I'm going to take Ken Chase. I know he's not exciting, but he's a lefty. He's pretty good at his job. Ooh, Bertie Tibbetts. Or Tebbets, rather. I'll take Smith. Bowers is still here in the second round. I'm going to take him now. And be over the moon. And then I'll take Whitey Moore in just the hopes that he maybe gets a bit more, what am I thinking of? Stamina as he ages. And the rest of the team I don't really care about. So my scouting director can have the rest of his draft. So we quite obviously didn't get necessarily the difference maker that we could have otherwise really used. We've got some good players. I would argue we've got some fine starters. And I'm more than willing to give Russ Bowers a shot as a starter. I have really no reason not to do it. There we go. Get out of my mouth. Walter Alston, I missed that. The future manager of the Dodgers. Rule 5 draft. I would take a decent first baseman. You're not decent, though. Because I want somebody to be able to challenge Terry in a year or two. Problem is that none of you are very good. Didn't I already have Bing Miller? Oh, I had him with Boston. Yeah, I'm not going to draft anyone here. There's nobody here I care about. Man, what a top 3 class for the draft. And I'm a little sad that I couldn't get me any of that. I almost got Feller, though. Alright. Everybody signed. Great. Wood, Collins, and Crandall. I voted for all 3 of them. I think they're all highly deserving. Johnny Bates is screwed. He's not going to make it. His voting share is actually dropping. That still makes me mad. Like, it makes me mad because that's how it is in real life, not because I'm blaming the game. That is absolutely what real life voters did for a long time. But I don't want to mention it again because I know I'm just going to keep bringing it up. And that can be a little irritating to hear the same thing so often. I wish I could transfer like 1/10 of my salary and send it to my Pittsburgh franchise. Damn, son. Oh, right. I agree. Cecil Travis would feed a need. And you're not going to give him to me. So I don't know why I bother asking. I'm going to turn off the team need. Because unless I reduce the quality, which I don't care about, I'm just going to keep getting like, do you want the best player in the league? Yes, I want the best player in the league. They're not going to give him to me. And you're silly if you think that they would. Alright, spring training begins. Bowers and Miller. Where's my other new pitcher? Baker and Bryant. Seriously, who's my other new pitcher? Because I got 2 starters early on. Whatever. Sorry, this is really bothering me. I drafted 2 starters early on, and I can't remember who the second one was. Draft history. It was Eddie Smith, who the game has once again randomly made into a reliever. I really wish the game wouldn't do this. Like, I kind of get why they do. But here is the fact of life. Every pitcher is a starter until they prove they can't start. So I will force you to make him a starter. But yeah, that's so frustrating that this keeps happening in this game. That you keep taking someone who might be a good reliever one day, we don't know, a good starter, and you're like, yeah, he's just a reliever now. It's the freaking 1930s. No one gives a shit about relievers. Maybe one per team. Maybe. Like, get over yourself, dude. That looks fine. I'm about 10 freaking seconds from just trading Frankie Frisch. Bench coach, shut up. Stop trying to play Frankie Frisch. I don't care how good he is defensively. I really don't. What is it about Frankie Frisch, besides his glove, that fascinates you so much? He's an awful hitter. Like, he's very bad at hitting baseballs. I'm glad to have him. I think he's a fine backup. But you need to get over yourself and starting him. It needs to end, like, right now. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, that's seriously getting old, my dude. I think there's a tropical depression or tropical disturbance or whatever it's called off the Gulf of Mexico. So probably in for a couple days of rain. Won't be the first time. Won't be the last time. You know what? I have so much money. I'm just going to sim right up to opening day. And then I will decide who's going to go where. The reason I don't do it is because otherwise you can get charged with a day of service time. But I really don't care. Whatever. Eldon got a little worse. Piat got better. Hey, Bowers is the number 8 prospect. Very exciting. I like that. Alright, gotta get rid of 9 players. I have way too many relievers, so we're gonna start there. Ready? Boom. 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 None of you are very impressive pitchers, so I'm happy to go ahead and designate you all for assignment. Gumbert gets to stay because he's a reliable starter. Collier to the minors. What does this bring me down to? 14. I don't want any more than 11 relievers. You know what? Gumbert could get better, so I'll send him down. Bryant. And Baker? Yeah. Then I've got to get rid of one position player. Look, I want Miller to get experience in the minors, so I'm going to go ahead and let him play in the minor leagues and improve, and then we'll see where he goes from there. I don't doubt at all, by the way, Mr. Miller here, that with a little bit of work that you'll be in the majors very soon. Just not yet. Alright, that brings down to 25. I do need to add Russ Bowers to the opening day roster. I am fine with this rotation and with this bullpen. I'm just going to leave it alone with one exception. I'm going to do emergency starter then long for Pipgrass, and then otherwise I'm happy with this. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to pitch Benny Frey till his arm falls off. That's just what's going to happen. Okay. Rotation is done. I'm going to nuke these both. And I'm going to set my own entire depth chart because I'm just getting real sick and damn tired of the game being like, let's start Frankie Fresh. He's the answer to all our problems. He is not. Okay. Best overall hitter remains Bill Terry. So Terry continues to hit third. I just like Willie Kim as a leadoff guy too much. I think he stays at leadoff, and we have Allen bat second. I feel like we keep making this explanation each year. With this gap power and his contact, he's so much more useful hitting second than he ever would be hitting leadoff. Cleanup, pretty easy. Choice for Selkirk, and Salters batting fifth. Piet bats sixth. Hartnett seventh. And Threve now bats eighth. Okay. People off the bench. Mr. Swanson is the number 1 pinch hitter. Then Brannon, because Brannon can at least get on base, which is more than I can say for a lot of these others. Then Frisch. I wouldn't mind a really good pinch hitter. Actually, I bet I can find one. A guy like Trip Sigmund seems pretty sexy. Because he's got really good raw power, and that would definitely work off the bench for us. Oh, why don't I just sort by batting ratings? That's a dumb thing to say. Yeah, I could make this way easier. Oh, but there's also Irv Brame. Yeah, I'm going to claim you, and I'm actually going to make you... I'm going to make you a pinch hitter / backup first baseman just because I need a quality pinch hitter. Frisch backs up for Piet, and he's also going to be the defensive sub. Frisch is going to back up at third. I'm even going to make him back up at short. Brandon is going to be the backup to the backup. I thought I had another middle infielder. I guess I don't. Outfield, Swanson, Stainback, Swanson, Voiles backs up at all three. Pinch runners, Frankie Frisch and Swanson are our big two, I think. Okay. Did I copy and paste this yet? I sure didn't. Copy, copy. A paste, a paste. And we're just going to sim for a couple of days, like a week. And I did get my claim. Brilliant. Voiles get lost. And give me Irv. He's the Irviest. So you're going to be the backup at first, and you're also going to be the number 2 pinch hitter. Like, Swanson's still better than you are, but... Actually, should maybe be the number 1 pinch hitter. There we go. And then, again, I'm going to copy, copy, and paste, paste. Paste-a-tee, paste-a-tee. All right. Let us proceed accordingly. Bruh, I love the power. But I'm not going to give up Harry Gumbert, who might actually be a decent starter someday. Really, you desperately want Harry Gumbert and nothing else will satisfy you, then I'm afraid I'm going to have to say no. Because he's never going to hit for enough contact to be an everyday player. And I think they realize that or they wouldn't be trading him. Seems like things are going kind of bad. For sure. Really? What's your problem, Highmark? Oh, really? You really have that much service? Man, let's just trade you. What can I get for you? Literally an incredibly expensive right fielder. I'ma just release you, dude. I'm not going to be a jerk, but you probably think it's time to retire because you've got, like, no time in the major leagues. And you were below replacement level for most of that. Okay, Bill Lee dropped off pretty severely after his injury. That doesn't shock me a lot. I expected this would happen, that he'd start putting on more velocity. So that's yay me. I definitely called that. And this is just about, if you see players that are bigger than 6 foot and they have really low velocity, it's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that they're going to pick that up. That they're going to really start playing better. All right. What's going on here? Gabby Hartnett's hitting 400, and everyone else is meh. It's admittedly not even 100 at bats yet, so I'm going to temper my enthusiasm until I see what happens. Tex Carlton getting his brains hammered isn't going to help us any. Get your homers under control, my dude. Nope. Eves is better. Yeah, alright. Frankie, I need you to shut up and stop complaining. I need that to happen real soon. Wait, what? What the hell happened to Alker? Oh, your rating is an RP. Please stop. Okay? Just stop. Alright. We are not very good. We don't have a steadying presence in the rotation. That's not a great sign. I've got some good hitters, but they're not hitting to their fullest extent. I'm going to go ahead and bump Hartnett way up the lineup just because he's been so good this year. Who's been better, Selkirk or Solters? They've been about the same. You know what? Piat's hitting really well. Let's have him bat 5th. And then I'll just copy and paste the lineup. Is this going to make a big difference? Probably not, but it's certainly not going to hurt to get our best hitters in a position to hit more often. Cam is doing his job. Allen's been facing some pretty nagging injuries over most of the season. I bet he will sort his stuff out in the not too distant future. What else we got? How else can we improve the team? I mean, we need a big-time starter, especially now that Bill Lee has lost something off of his abilities. I just don't think that's going to be available, is the problem. I could call up Eddie Smith. How have you lost 16 games? Like, bro, given your talents, it shouldn't even be close. Are you just getting, like, no run support? Let's start expanding to... Oh, it doesn't list it. That's fine. Alright, I'm going to set a challenge for you this year, my son. If you can improve your offense to at least a 35, your contact to a 35, I will call you up. Sooner rather than later. Yeah, you're not that great, Pipgrass. Whatever. Starting pitchers, please. I think I tried to get Bob Wayland last year, and I couldn't. You just want too much for him. How's about Clay Bryant and Tom Baker? People really like Gumbert. Probably because Gumbert's quite clearly capable of being a starting pitcher. Let's force you to be a starter as well. Yeah, you're a 41 overall right now. So you're another place for me to find a starter if I need one in the short term. You know what? I'm not gonna trade right now because I frankly don't have the assets to trade. I'm just gonna hope that we just improve a bit. But let's face facts here. Philly's still redonkulous. I can't compete with them when Chuck Klein keeps putting in MVP performances like they're going out of style. We've seen a little bit of heat, though. If we just get a tiny bit hot, if we can win like 5 or 6 in a row and really start hitting better, I think we're going to see some improvement after the All-Star break. Uh, 2,500 hits for Ralph Terry. Hartnett made the All-Star team, as did George Selkirk. I don't know why Selkirk made it, unless it's just... I mean, I guess he's good. Yeah, see, this is bad. And there's just not a fix for it. Other than just replacing a couple of my starters. So we're going to do that. What is Cy Johnson actually good at? He's really good at nothing. How long is Hartnett out? We don't know. That's not great. Alright. I'm going to trade Pipgrass, and we're going to see what we can get for him. Wow, really? I could get Ed Wells? Ed Wells isn't that great, but I'm getting, like, decent offers here. I will take Vern Kennedy and send him right to the majors. I don't know why he's not in the majors right now. Yeah, screw Lynn Nelson. But Vern Kennedy? Yes, please. I can't steal a catcher off you, can I? Look, you're not going to give me Lombardi, right? But you might give me Mancuso? Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. And Mancuso, I'm gonna leave you on game. Stop it. Stop turning Stop turning players like randomly into relievers and shit. So Cy Johnson, I'm going to I'm going to take you out of the rotation, and I'm going to put Kennedy in the rotation, and you're going to switch to being the emergency starter, long reliever. At the end of the day, my dude, like everything that could go wrong for you is going wrong. So I'm just going to take you out of the rotation, hope that sorts you out. Bill Lee, you're not bad. You're just walking people. And you're probably eminently replaceable too, but I'm going to settle for replacing one starter for right now. And then we'll see what happens down the line. Okay. As predicted, Gabby Hartnett's going to miss some time. So Mr. Mancuso, you are now on the Major League roster. Wow, you're quite frankly identical to Eddie Phillips. I'm also just let Eddie Phillips be the starter, and you can be the backup Mancuso. And then Phillips goes way, way down the lineup. Piet is actually slugging better than Selkirk. I'll keep him as a cleanup guy. Why wouldn't I? And yet every freaking season game, oh, you need to play Frankie Frisch. You need to bench Piet. What a loser. You're a loser, game. You're a loser. Yeah, Billy keeps getting worse. Carlton got better. Hartnett got better. Hartnett got a lot better. Terry got better. Piet and Cam are both a little better. Solters is a tiny bit worse. Allen is starting to age. Eddie Miller's really pushing himself, and I think that's going to be a big key. But he is still far from Major League ready, in my opinion. Far from Major League ready. He's definitely a couple of seasons away. Let's talk. Randy Gumpert is now... Oh, no, that's not my guy. Yeah, it's someone else's. Whatever. Okay. Brian Vargason has been my right-hand man from day one, and I would like him to stay on the team, please. Other than that, the only person whose contract is up is Harry Wolf. And Wolf's not that great a coach anyway, so I think I'm going to let him walk and then just promote people. That'll also make other people happier. But yeah, I'm not going to keep Harry Wolf. He's just not a good hitting coach. Right. All right. So, important question. Is there anything that could save this team right now? And I think the long and short of it is no. Gumbert is a good all-around pitcher, and I wouldn't mind giving him a chance to start. Like, he'd be at least as good as Bill Lee. But here's the thing. Here is the absolutely key thing we have to acknowledge to ourselves. We're not making the playoffs. It sucks, but it's the truth. We are not making the playoffs. We're 16 and a half games back. We'd have to go on an incredibly insane run. And to be honest, I think I'd rather have a higher draft pick than bother with really pushing to try to win this season. I'm going to go ahead and put Gabby Hartnett back in charge. Hartnett can hit wherever he wants to. I don't really care. And then Mancuso, I guess, can be the second catcher. Hartnett is way better than Solters or Selkirk this year. Not insulting either one of them, but maybe not better than Solters. He's actually hitting 312. But yeah, that's fine. And then we're going to go copy, copy, and paste, paste. Okay. I think, especially after this season, oh my word, Ethan Allen. Well, you're a big pile of suck now, aren't you? No wonder we've been so bad. Yikes. I mean, Voiles gets called up because someone has to do it. I have so many great hitters, I honestly don't know who to bat second. Let's hit Piet second. Everyone else moves up. And then Steinbach takes over, and Voiles backs up for him. Yeah. It sucks sometimes that things happen, but he's just been absolutely terrible this season. And we were counting on big things from him. I think it's time to start looking hard for a replacement center fielder. And I really wish now I hadn't been more aggressive in the draft. Really, game? I mean, I guess I can't be too shocked that this happened, but come on. Like, cut me some slack. Like, yes, I get it. He was never going to be a top tier starter that pitches 250 innings a season because his stamina's not that great. But G and or Wiz. Yep. Frankie, shut up. Just, I think you need to realize that you're never starting again. Ever. For any reason. And you definitely haven't earned it this season. Like, you've been below replacement level. And if it wasn't for your glove, I would get rid of you. Yeah, don't bother me if it's just 1 week. So Vernon Kennedy's looking like a brilliant pickup. Bill Lee keeps getting worse. Gus Mancuso got better. I certainly didn't see that coming. Solters got better. Selkirk got a bit worse. Eddie Smith is throwing harder. You love to see it. So on the downside here, I know this was a disappointing season, but on the flip side, we've actually acquired some pretty damn solid pitching folks. And look, I'm not saying that we're going to have the best rotation in the majors anytime soon, but we're definitely going to have a very serviceable one. With acquiring Kennedy and maybe Gumbert, maybe not, maybe Eddie Smith. I definitely think that we've got some good young pitching talent in the roster. I just need more young hitters. Especially when Eddie Miller got hurt. And let's be realistic here. He's still a fair few seasons above contributing, but I think that just made the most sense for when we picked. All right. So what are we looking at standings wise? We finished with 69 nice wins. Right now we're tied with the Bees. So we're either going to be picking 5th or 6th overall. I'm not too sure about that, but it's going to be 5th or 6th overall. So yeah, we'll find out when the draft pool is released. That should reset the things. The Reds and the White Sox made the World Series. It's whatever. Tommy Henrik, Bobby Doer, Ken Keltner. A ton of quality players who maybe aren't Hall of Fame quality, but still, like, pretty solid. Yeah, there's some really talented players in this draft. Nice. Where am I picking, though? Is the key question. Where am I picking? Oh, I don't know that yet. Okay. So did anything go right for us this season? Besides the draft pick? Piet, excellent. He has been consistently one of the best players in the major leagues. And I know he's not the best defender, but frankly, I don't care. Because his bat provides so much value. I'm very happy with him at second base and would not bench him for, say, Jerkface McGee. Bill Terry had a wonderful bounce-back season. He's truly proving that he's just decided that aging is optional, and he's going to get to stick around. Gabby Hartnett had a nice bounce-back campaign. Selkirk was great. Solters was good. Cam was Cam. Threve now played baseball. Steinbach is whatever. Pitching wise, give me the stats. Carlton was pretty good. Auker was good-ish. Lee was good-ish. Kennedy was very productive. Could be better, obviously, but very productive. Yeah, I think we've got some good young arms that are really going to help us make sure that our stay near the bottom of the league isn't going to be a very long stay. But yeah, we definitely need a new center fielder if we can get one. And other than that, we just need more talent in the minor leagues. So I'm excited to see where we end up. Let's go ahead and end the playoffs here. Hooray. I don't care, but hooray. And Ed Doheny retired. And the Reds won the World Series again. So I didn't get fired. That's good news. Yeah, he's kind of PO'd at me. Whatever, dude. I've got 2 of the top 10 prospects. I've got 2 of the top 5 prospects. I need you to cut me some slack. Alright? I'm taking a pretty old team. So I'm going to be picking 6th. How are the A's in front of me? Oh, we literally all have the same record? Yikes. It's fine. In terms of draft pool, there are definitely 6 top-tier players in the draft. And some good starters, too. So I've definitely got almost an embarrassment of riches. I am probably the only team that wouldn't want Bobby Doerr. But Ken Keltner? Yes. Cliff Melton? 1,000% yes. Earl Brucker? I certainly wouldn't... Oh, he's 35. Screw that. Hank Steinbacher? Yes. Tommy Henrik? Yes. Don Padgett? Yes. Jim Tobin? Maybe not. But Tobin's also a pretty damn good hitter, too. Holy shit, he's like a brilliant hitter. Damn. Johnny Vandermeer? Why not? I mean, there's a ton of really great players, and I'm going to get somebody that's going to be helpful in the top 6. Looking beyond that, it looks like this isn't maybe a perfect draft for center fielders, but there's still some candidates. And I definitely want to try to make sure that we grab one. Maybe Vincent DiMaggio. Well, I almost called him Vic. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I gotta say that Keltner is probably my biggest dream of him falling to us. I certainly don't believe that he will, but it's possible. But yeah, Kenny Keltner would be an amazing addition to this franchise. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens next episode, though. Let's quickly check on our coaching staff. Bill Thomas, you wanted to get promoted. You have been. Promotion for Bert Shooten and Tom Catterson. Pitching coach wise, I think Jack Ferry's pretty damn good, so we can send him up to AAA. Lever to AA. And then, can I get George Shears at high A? Like, again, these are going to be the kinds of coaches that are going to get, like, major league offers, so they probably would laugh their asses off at the idea of becoming a coach of mine, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about next season being a bit better for us. Let's not at all discount Russ Bowers, who is actually pretty good in his limited time for us. And, yeah. The future is relatively bright. Especially we can get a couple more talented players added to the roster. Another starter, perhaps. Yeah. But that's it for this episode. And until next time, this has been Indian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.